You train hard. You take your pre-workout every day, but still not seeing results? The problem might be in how you're using that supplement. Even worse, without realizing it, you could be wasting your money and putting your health at risk. Today, we're getting real about the common mistakes a lot of people make without even noticing. If you actually want to level up, you need to understand this. No magic formulas here, just the raw truth about what's holding you back. So stick around till the end, because this video might totally change the way you train. Ready? Let's go. Ever seen someone dry scoop their pre-workout like it's candy? It's all over social media, but barely anyone talks about how this trend can backfire. People think it hits harder or gives faster results, but truth is, it might be doing the opposite. You could be sabotaging the supplement's effect and throwing cash down the drain. Let's break down why this habit is actually one of the worst mistakes you can make. Pre-workouts are meant to be mixed with water. When you dump dry powder straight into your mouth, your body doesn't absorb it the right way. That's because it treats it like a solid, and solids take longer to digest, which delays the delivery of those active ingredients into your bloodstream. The fast-acting energy boost you were hoping for slows down and fizzles out. Plus, dry scooping can seriously mess with your stomach. Some people feel nauseous, get acid reflux, or that nasty thick feeling sliding down their throat. It happens because the powder isn't dissolving right, and your body struggles to deal with it. Instead of boosting your energy and focus, the supplement ends up as a gut-wrenching mistake. And just look at the label. It literally says to mix 1 or 2 scoops with about 10 ounces, 300 milliliters of water. That's not random. Water helps carry those ingredients smoothly to your stomach, and it gets your body ready to actually use them. The liquid boosts absorption and makes your pre-workout way more effective. Hydration's another big one. Since pre-workouts usually contain stimulants like caffeine, they can dehydrate you if you're not drinking enough water. Dry scooping plus skipping hydration at the gym, that's a recipe for headaches, dizziness, and even muscle cramps. Not what you're aiming for, right? Now tell me in the comments, have you ever dry scooped pre-workout? Felt any side effects? Let's share our stories so others don't fall into the same trap. So next time, forget the hype. Use your supplements the right way. Follow the directions and think about your long-term health. Oh, and here's a myth we gotta bust. Some people think pre-workout is only working if you feel your skin tingling, your heart racing, or that jittery anxiety kicking in. But is that really a good sign? Honestly, no. Those are side effects, not proof the supplement's doing its job. And thinking that way can seriously mess with your training. Pre-workout is designed to boost focus, energy, and performance, especially when you're dragging. It's not meant to make you feel like you're going off the rails. It's supposed to fuel your drive, not cause physical discomfort. Once you get that, you'll start using it with way more awareness and way better results. That tingling feeling you get, that usually comes from beta-alanine, an ingredient found in lots of pre-workouts. It's a normal reaction, but it's not mandatory. If you don't feel anything, that doesn't mean the product is weak or fake. Everyone's body reacts differently. Same goes for a racing heart. If your heart's pounding too much, that's probably a red flag, not a sign the stuff is working. A lot of people treat those side effects as a way to measure if the supplement's kicking in, but they're tracking the wrong thing. What really matters is your performance. Were you able to push harder? Did you stay more focused? Feel less sluggish? That's how you know your pre-workout is doing its job. The rest is just noise, and sometimes it can even get in your way. If your pre-workout is making you anxious, jittery, or unfocused, it might be time for a change. There are tons of formulas out there with different caffeine levels and other ingredients. Finding the one that actually works for your body makes a huge difference. And remember, stronger doesn't always mean better. Ever been through that? Felt the side effects and just assumed it was normal? Drop your story in the comments. So before you go doubling your dose to feel it more, stop and ask yourself, what do you actually expect from a pre-workout? It's a tool, not a crutch. And when you use it wisely, it can take your progress to the next level. A lot of people start out using pre-workout properly, but over time, they get tempted to bump up the dose. Your body doesn't react the same way anymore. The tingles fade, your heart doesn't race as much, and that little voice says, maybe I should try 2 scoops this time. But does that actually make sense? More importantly, is it safe? Here's the deal. Your body builds tolerance, especially to stimulants like caffeine. You stop feeling that initial jolt, but that doesn't mean the supplement stopped working. The focus, endurance, and energy are still there. The mistake is thinking that if the side effects aren't showing up, it's not doing anything. That mindset can be dangerous. Too much caffeine, yohimbine, or synephrine can lead to insomnia, heart palpitations, anxiety, low blood pressure, even serious stuff like arrhythmias. And that's not just bad for your gains. It can sideline you from training altogether if it goes too far. Another key point, pre-workout is meant to be used strategically, not every single day, forever. If you feel like you need to keep increasing the dose, the real problem might be outside the gym. How's your sleep? Your diet? Your stress levels? Instead of dumping more powder in your shaker, it might be time to look at what's really draining your energy. And one more thing, those max dose warnings on the label, they're there for a reason. Ignoring them and going overboard is like sabotaging your own progress. What was supposed to help ends up doing the opposite. In this game, too much is never the move. It's the hidden enemy dressed up as motivation. Have you ever thought about upping the dose because you weren't feeling it anymore? If so, share your experience in the comments. At the end of the day, the real secret isn't taking more, it's using it smart. If your pre-workout's not hitting like it used to, maybe it's time for a strategic break or a lifestyle check. The ideal dose isn't the biggest one, it's the one that actually works safely. So, let's talk about another situation. You hit the gym at night and take your pre-workout right before heading out. Sounds harmless, right? But that one habit might be quietly sabotaging everything you're trying to build. The main stimulant in most pre-workouts, caffeine, has a half-life of up to 8 hours. That means it stays active in your system long after your workout's done. If you take your pre at 8 p.m., you could still have caffeine cruising through your bloodstream at 4 a.m. The result? Trouble falling asleep, restless nights, tossing and turning. And when your sleep quality drops, your recovery takes a hit. That directly impacts your results and your overall well-being. Just one bad night of sleep can mess with the production of key hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, GH, both crucial for muscle growth. On top of that, next-day fatigue wrecks your focus, lowers your strength, and raises your risk of injury. So, yeah, you leave the gym all hyped, but you end up stuck in a burnout cycle that holds back your progress. What's worse is when people depend on pre-workout because they're always tired. They sleep poorly, wake up drained, and reach for another scoop to keep going. That turns into a sneaky dependency cycle. And the more you push, the more your body pushes back, until even the supplement stops working. Want to train at night? That's cool. Just go for a low-stim version or try natural ways to get pumped. Dynamic warm-ups, hype music, a light, energy-boosting meal. Sometimes the simple stuff works better than the strong stuff, especially when the strong stuff is wrecking your sleep. Remember, growth doesn't just happen in the gym. It depends on rest, recovery, and balance. Sleeping well is just as important as training hard. And if your supplement is robbing you of that, it might be doing more harm than good. Ever notice those days when you wake up feeling great, energized, well-rested, totally ready to crush your workout, but still go and take your pre-workout like it's part of some routine? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's another common mistake that kills the supplement's effectiveness and can actually create a bigger issue. Pre-workout is meant for specific moments. It's there to help when your body needs the boost, like on days when you're dragging, sleep-deprived, or facing a tough session that demands extra focus. Taking it when you don't need it creates a mental crutch, where you believe you can't perform unless you have that scoop. That's risky. Not only does it dull the supplement's actual impact, but your body starts relying too much on outside stimulation. You stop trusting your own energy and start thinking you can only perform with help. That messes with your independence as an athlete and could leave you stranded on days when your tub runs out or you decide to take a break. Another thing, when you take pre-workout, even when you're already feeling good, your body's basically wasting energy. The benefits get watered down and the chance of unnecessary side effects goes up. It's like hitting the gas when you're already speeding, pointless and risky. One way to avoid that trap is by doing a quick check-in before your workout. Ask yourself, am I actually tired, or is this just a habit? If you're feeling good, skip the pre and save it for the days you really need the help. Your body will thank you, and so will your mental game. At the end of the day, your best supplement is good judgment. Use pre-workout as a tool. When used smart, it amplifies your results. But when it turns into a hidden addiction, it starts holding you back. And real growth comes from finding that sweet spot between external fuel and inner fire. And here's a final one. You get to the gym, clock in, mix your scoop, and drink it right before your first set. A lot of people do this thinking it'll kick in instantly. But here's the truth. Your body needs 30 to 60 minutes to absorb caffeine and feel the full effect. So by the time the boost hits, your workout's almost over. Taking your pre-workout at the wrong time can mess up your entire training plan. Instead of fueling those first, most important exercises, the energy surge hits way too late. That can trick you into thinking, hey, I've still got gas in the tank, let's keep going, and that's when overtraining and injuries creep in. Workouts follow a flow, warm up, foundational lifts, overload techniques, and then cool down. When your energy peaks out of sync, you risk flipping that flow on its head, weakening the intensity where it matters most. No point being wired during your cool-down stretches or floor crunches, right? Here's the simple, smart tip. Take your pre-workout about 30 to 40 minutes before hitting the gym. Ideally, at home, while you're still getting in the zone mentally. That way, the supplement hits its peak right when you need it, during the most demanding part of your session. Another benefit? Taking it ahead of time helps you gauge how your body reacts. If you slam it down at the gym and start feeling side effects, you're stuck mid-session away from home. But if you take it early, you've got time to assess how you feel and even decide if it's a good day to train or maybe take it lighter. Just remember, supplements are gears in the machine of your routine. For everything to run smoothly, timing and strategy matter. Taking it at the right time is just as important as choosing the right formula. Use it wisely and you'll get results. Pre-workout seems harmless. A scoop, some water, shake it up, and go train. But here's the thing. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that hits your cardiovascular system directly. Caffeine, for example, raises your heart rate, boosts blood pressure, and ramps up alertness. And for people with hidden heart issues, that's a risky combo. This isn't hype. There have been real cases of arrhythmia, tachycardia, fainting, and even cardiac arrest in folks who look totally healthy but never had a proper checkup. That's the problem. Trusting your external appearance and ignoring what's going on inside. Before taking any stimulant-heavy supplement, at minimum, check in with a cardiologist. Getting an EKG, electrocardiogram, and an echocardiogram is a smart move. They're simple, relatively inexpensive, and can reveal key red flags. Sometimes a family history of heart conditions or a silent issue is enough to make pre-workouts a bad idea. Knowing that beforehand can literally save your life. A lot of young, fit people think this kind of stuff doesn't apply to them. But your body doesn't always warn you before it shuts down. That's why prevention is way better than dealing with the aftermath. If you've ever felt dizzy, had chest pain, or struggled to breathe after taking pre-workout, stop everything and go see a doctor ASAP. And honestly, having a professional help you choose the right formula for your body is a game changer. There are plenty of low-stim or even stim-free options out there that still get the job done without wrecking your heart. The goal isn't to gamble, it's to personalize. At the end of the day, your health comes first. Having a shredded physique means nothing if your body is silently breaking down behind the scenes. Take care of what really matters. Before that first scoop, make your first move to the doctor's office. Have you ever stopped to think about what's actually inside that scoop you're taking? Not every supplement is what it seems. Unfortunately, there are sketchy brands out there using poorly tested formulas, mystery ingredients, or even straight-up adulterated products. And that can seriously mess with both your health and your results. Cheap can get expensive real fast. Counterfeit or low-quality supplements might have incorrect caffeine doses, undeclared substances, or even banned ingredients. You usually only find out when your body starts reacting weird. Nausea, extreme heart palpitations, unstable blood pressure, and none of that might be your fault. It could be the product. That's why you should always go for reputable, trusted brands. Look for supplements that are certified by legit regulatory agencies. Read the labels, research the company's reputation, and check if they're transparent about their ingredients. These days, there's plenty of info out there. So if you get fooled, it's probably because you didn't look. And remember, the best supplement isn't always the most expensive, and the cheapest one isn't automatically trash. The key is trusting the source, the company's integrity, and, most importantly, paying attention to how your own body responds. Everyone's different. What works for me might not work for you. But one thing's non-negotiable: quality. At the end of the day, a supplement should add to your progress, never take away from it. And the foundation for that is solid info, serious brands, and smart usage. Don't throw your money and health in the trash for a poorly thought-out bargain. Your body deserves better. If you made it this far, you already know pre-workout can be a great ally or a sneaky enemy if misused. The choice is yours. Use it with awareness, responsibility, and always stay in tune with your body. Because training doesn't start when you hit the gym. It starts with the decisions you make before you get there. If this video helped you out in any way, smash that like button. It helps the channel a ton. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because around here we keep it real, no BS, just facts about supplements, training, and everything in the fitness and bodybuilding lifestyle. Now tell me, which of these mistakes have you made before? Which one was the hardest to fix? Drop a comment down below. I read all of them, and whenever I can, I reply. Your experience might help someone else who's just starting out or hasn't even realized they're slipping up. And if you're serious about this journey, check out the next video right here in the card. Over there, we're diving into another crucial topic for anyone chasing real results. No hype, no gimmicks, just straight up truth. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, train hard and stay focused on those gains.